This interview is brought to you by Tammy Curtis Studios. Tammy Curtis is a Louisiana native whose art is based on the rich history, music, culture, and nature of Louisiana. Her use of rich color combined with her spontaneous brushstroke technique grabs you at first glance.
Play too long.
Welcome back to another Red Stick Spotlight. I'm here sitting next to a blues legend. He is Little Freddie King, and he's playing tonight in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at Dyson House Listening Room at the Zeeland Street Market. And we're so honored to be here with you today. Thanks for sitting down to chat with us.
Yes, indeed. I'm very, very happy about it myself.
Well, you have a really interesting story. I'd love for you to tell our listeners how you got started in music and what led you to be a blues musician.
Well, actually, my dad used to play music. And I was a little boy, and I wanted to play music also myself, and I used to watch him all the time. And so time he get off from work, he'd go in the corner in the bedroom there and get the guitar and come back and sit on the porch in a rocking chair. He would rock and play the guitar. I said, Daddy, why don't you learn me how to play? He said, boy, I can't learn you how to play, so I can show you 3 chords, and you have to learn yourself how to play. So I was small then, I never learned how to use them. And so I kept playing with my dad's guitar. And every time he'd leave and go to work, I would go get the guitar at the corner, try to learn how to play it. So I was breaking the strings on it. I said, oh, Lord, I'm in trouble now. So I grabbed the guitar and I run and hide it underneath the bed. Then I got to thinking, I scratched my head, I got to think, I said, no, I can't hide it on the bed, because when you come in from work, that's the first thing you do, go to the corner and get the guitar and come back and sit on the porch in a rocking chair and play. So I had to take it out from underneath the bed. And so took it out underneath the bed, so when he got in, he run in there and grabbed the guitar out the corner. I said, uh-oh, I got it coming now, I know it. And he come back and sit down in the rocking chair and hit down on it, and he missed that note. He said, boy, come here. I said, what's the matter, Daddy? Ain't no what's the matter, you done broke my guitar. I said, no, I didn't break it, Daddy. He said, nobody else broke it but you. And he gave me such a bad whooping. I never did forget it, and I learned me to not to fool with his guitar anymore. And so I said, well, one day maybe I might be able to make me my own guitar. So my mama said, Sonny, you want to go to the store for Mama? I said, sure, Mama, I'd be glad to go to the store for you. So I go to the store for my mama. And so when I on my way back home, then I had 2 big shots in a great big Fleetwood Cadillac pass by me, blow dust all over me. Because where I was born and raised at, on dirt road, gravel road, it wasn't no pavement. And blow dust all over me and everything. When they got out a little piece further, I see them throw something out the window. I said, wonder what them big shots threw it out that window. And so when I got long now, where they threw it out at, it was a cigar box. I said, oh, the big shot smoked the last cigar and threw the box away. I said, wow, that's just what I need to make my own guitar so I don't get no more whoopings.
So you made yourself a cigar box guitar.
Right. Made the guitar out the cigar box. So I got glass. I didn't have tools to use to make it with, so I used cut bottle glass to cut it with.
Wow.
Cut the hole in it, and after I cut the hole in it, then I said, now what am I going to do for the keyboard? So we had a picket fence around the house. So I go and snatch one of those pickets off the fence and come back and made my keyboard, the neck on the guitar. So after I got all that did and everything, so I got made my paint out of rosin and soot out the Trent Chenry, taking rosin off of pine trees and melted it on the stove, and I put soot in there and mixed it up and made black paint.
Wow.
And so I painted my cigar box guitar. I said, now I know I ain't got money to get strings with. What am I going to do for strings? And so my dad had come in at 12 o'clock for his lunch. wide open on the horse, and he tied the horse to the gate pole. And so the horse plies flew up on the horse and started biting me, and the horse started switching his tail, fighting him off with his body. And I said, wow. I said, the way that horse tail sound going through the air, fighting them flies off, maybe it'll make a sound on my guitar. So I go there and pull a strand of hair. So the horse looked back at me and said, I said, I ain't gonna hurt you, Mr. Horse. I just want one strand of hair to see if it'll work. Took this strand of hair off out the horse's tail and come there and put it on the guitar. And it shouldn't have made a sound, but it made a sound. I said, that's what I need. So it's so delicate, put a little pressure on it to break. And I kept going backwards and forwards, pulling the hair out the horse's tail. And I put a great big bald spot in the horse's tail. I said, wow, I'm going to get another beating because I can't put the hair back in the horse's tail because I done broke it all up. So my daddy used to have that liquor in the kitchen back there. Some he would make, and then some he have regular seal whiskey. And he got so far up back there, and he got so loaded and run out through there and jumped up on that horse like Gene Autry and went down through there, going back to work wide open on the horse. And he didn't see the spot in the horse's tail what I had pulled in there. So that's how I missed that whooping that day.
Wow, that's very cool.
And so then after that, I came to New Orleans on a picnic from my high school, give a picnic down here at King Solomon Church. So when I get down here on the bus, I said, wow, everything was popping, everything was convenient. Grocery store here, dry goods store there, everything right in your mouth. And where I'm from, you had to walk miles to get to the store. I said, wow, this is the place for me, this is where I need to be at. And so everything went all right. And so when I got back on the bus and went home, so my mama come in from work. She said, Sonny, she called me Sonny all the time for short. She said, Sonny, how you like your picnic? I said, I didn't like it. I said, I loved it every bit of it. I said, down there, I said, I love the town. I said, it's convenient. I said, that's the place for me. I said, I'm going to move back down there. So, boy, you better not say nothing about going away from me. Say, if you talk about going away from me again, I'll skin you alive, boy. I said, all right then, Mom, you don't want me to go, I ain't going. She said, all right, boy. Say, I had you. Said, and you get something in that little head up there, you wind up doing it. Said, but if you do, I'm going to skin you alive when I catch up with you. So sure enough, I wind up coming on back down. And after I got back down here, got a job at a little service station, Reverend Johnson's white and red oil company. And so I go to Citizen Roebuck, and I get me a little acoustic guitar. So I would bang on it all the way to work, all the way back home, and bang on it when I get home until I fall asleep. Get up in the morning, go into work. I play all the way to work. So I have an hour off for lunch every day. And I would play that whole lunch hour on my guitar, trying to learn. I wasn't playing, I was trying to learn to play. So that rocked on a little while. So I go back to Silver. I said, I need some records to play so I can listen at them and learn how to play it. And I could not make that work for nothing in the world. And so I put the record on and everything. My computer up here, it picks up slowly, And it was too fast. It just wouldn't work. So then I'll check the machine over and I'll see where it had 3 speeds to it. So I put it on 7 to 8, and what I do that for? It went so fast it wasn't a chipmunk. It was so fast, and I couldn't catch the first one, so no, I can't catch that one. So I see the other one on there said 33 and a third. So I tried that speed. So hit drug directed. And so that's how I learned how to say some of the words, word by word, and a few notes by note.
Wow.
But still, that didn't work because I couldn't play like the rest of the guys, like B.B., Conlightning Hopkins, Muddy Waters. I couldn't play like that. So I had to make my own version. Play what comes to my mind and play what I feel from my heart, So I had to make my own version of my own style of music.
Right.
And that's how I learned to play.
Wow.
One string at a time, one string at a time.
One string at a time.
It was a hard process, but thank God he pulled me through it. I finally made it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a really interesting story about how you got down to New Orleans when you were 14. Do you mind telling us about that?
Oh, of course. Okay, the same, okay, my mama goes to work. She goes to work like at 9 o'clock in the morning. And she was working out there in town for Dr. Clark and his wife. And so she would be there for 9 in the morning. So when she could leave away from that, so I got to thinking about my daddy and Uncle Babe Snowball and them. They used to tell me about how they used to, when they didn't have money, how they would go places. So they would jump and hobo the train. And so I said, my dad and them used to hobo the train. I said, why I can't do it? I said, I'm going to do it. So the next evening around about 3:30, they have a train coming from north, coming south. And I used to call it Big Black because I used to burn coals during at that time. And they had a big stack of smoke, black smoke, coming out the stack on the train, you know. And that's why I used to call it Big Black. I said, here come Big Black. So I run across the track on the west side of the track and lay down. And so I laid down and watched the train pass till I see the open car coming down the track. So this car was open, and so I run and lashed onto it. I always was small. And I was flopping up against the boxcar of the train like a kite. Oh, boy, when I did get a chance to get straight to crawl inside of the car, boy, it was rough. It was a hard job to do. And once I got inside the car, then I said, whoa. I know they gonna put me in jail. I know they don't catch me now and put me in jail. So, boy, got down there for 6 miles coming south out of Macomb. They got Magnolia down there, and they have a box company. And so they stopped at this box company for a little while. I said, oh, Lord, this is what he gonna find me. So my heart was beating like pounding like a hammer in my chest. I said, I know they're going to get me. This one time, I ain't never been in jail. I said, this one time I'm going to jail. So, Lord, he didn't stay that long, and they didn't check that car. And so I got to looking around in the car and everything. So they had taken some freight off, and they had a lot of cardboard on the floor of the freight, of the boxcar. And some freight come in, and they ripped it out of there and left the cardboard on the floor. So I said, well, I go and hide underneath this cardboard here so they don't see me when the train passed by. So I goes in the far corner and hide underneath this cardboard. So they gets down and made another stop. I believe it was 8 minutes. It was. Been a long time ago. So I believe that was 8 minutes. Stopped that again for a few minutes. So I know the next stop would be in New Orleans at the train station. Lord have mercy, my brother-in-law had told me about it. So now, if you ever come down, well, he had no least idea that I was going to be hoboing, you know. So if you come down, so once you come out Ahart Boulevard, you see Booker T. Washington High School, then you come about 8 more blocks, then you see Magnolia Street, then you turn right. So I didn't forget that. And so I get on this train, so I eased out from underneath the cardboard. I was watching for Booker T. Washington. I see Booker T. Washington. I said, it's my last chance. I better get off now. And so first time around, never done nothing like that before. So my dad and them, they was educated because when you jump off, you're supposed to jump off running the way it's going. So I just jumped off like a bullet, And when I hit the ground, I spent like a spinning top and rolled. It carried me all out, knocked me all out of my mind and senses and everything. And I had a little suitcase. My suitcase was a flour sack. I had one pair of shoes, a shirt, and a pair of pants in there. And it told me and ramshacked me so bad till I lost my suitcase. I don't know where it went at. And when I come back around, I hear birds squeaking and squeaking and hollering, bells ringing in my head. And it just, God dragged me, just tore all of my pants legs off my knees, tore all the bark off my arms, and just skint me all up. So I gets up and goes on down further down out to a.k.a. Street. And I looked at the sign and said, yeah, this is a.k.a. And I looked at the other sign and said, yep, this is Claiborne. And I walk over that way towards the river, 3 blocks and see Magnolia Street. So I walked down straight, 3 blocks, and that was Magnolia Street. So I turned right and went straight up Magnolia Street. So I gets up there, right exactly. They didn't give me no address or nothing. They just show you how the good Lord worked things, you know. So I gets up there, right in the same block where they was living at. But I didn't know it, you know. And so I said, well, I better not stand still here in front of these people's house. They might think I'm up to something. They might haul off and shoot me or something. Or either call the police. And the police was out there already watching me, but I didn't see them and I didn't know, you know. I didn't know what kind of car they'd be in, you know. And so I started walking back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. And so the police pulled the siren home. Wow! And I looked around and said, I see the car sitting, the black car sitting over there, the black Mariah with a star and a half moon on it, you know. But I still didn't have no least idea that it was the policeman.
Right.
And I look and say, yeah, you come here, boy, come here right now. So I walked over to the car trying to see what he wanted. I said, yes, sir. He said, now tell me, whose house you trying to burglarize and break in and steal their merchandise out of there? I said, I ain't trying to break in nobody's house. He said, well, who you trying to rob? I said, I'm not trying to rob anybody. Where you from? I said, Macomb, Mississippi. So he had a partner with him, you know. I said, Macomb, Mississippi. And so his partner said, he from Macomb, Mississippi. So those people, they work hard for what they get. They don't steal and they don't rob nobody. They don't break in nobody's house. He said, all right, I'm going to let you do it. I said, all right, boy, we're going to let you go. So, but if you be out here, when we come back through, then we're going to bring you to jail. I said, okay, sir. So I call myself playing it smart, you know. So I go over a block further, walk back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so time was passing, you know. And so when the dot about 5:30, you know, just to break up dawn. So I walked on over, then I walked back to Claiborne Street. So I walked up Claiborne Street. When I got up Claiborne Street, up to Taladana, you know, passing off time, you know. And so I looked over to my left, and they had a Dairy Queen there. And I said, oh. So I walked on up further. It wasn't open when I was going up, and when I came back down on that side, it was open. So I said, give me a banana split. I did have enough change to buy me a banana split. And I used to love those banana splits. So I got my banana split and headed on back down Claiborne. And so this great big fellow was standing out there at the gas station. And I said, how you do, son? And so he said, all right, son, how you doing? And so after I was continuing walking, he said, hey, son, come here a minute. So I turned around and come back where he was. He said, you're not from here, is you? I said, no, I sure ain't. He said, where you from? I said, Macomb, Mississippi. He said, well, we homeboys there. I said, well, where you from? He said, Natchez, Mississippi. I said, oh, uh-huh. He said, you got any people here? I said, yeah, I got a brother-in-law and a sister here. So what's your name? I said, Jesse Howard and Harry Howard. He said, I know both of them. And I got real glad then, you know, because I thought sure that he knows their address. You know?
Uh-huh.
He said, yeah, your brother-in-law worked 2 years for me. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, well, what's the address? He said, that's one thing I never did ask. And said, for 2 years, I never did know his address. I said, wow. He said, well, you got a job? I said, no, I just got here last night. He said, well, if you want to work, I'll give you a job here. He said, be here at 8 o'clock. I said, all right, thank you so much. So I come on down there and come back over to Magnolia Street in the same block, walking back and forth again. And there he was again. All right, boy, come on, get in this car. So I got in the car. Got in the car and sat down and I said, your sister ever got here yet? And see, she worked at Tulane University. I said, no. I said, they ain't got here yet. He said, well, we're going to bring her jail. I said, well, what we going to do? We're going to wait a few more minutes. I said, Lord have mercy, won't you please? One of them show up, him or her, one. And he worked it on the river, you know. He was a banana handler, you know, longshoreman. And so I said, well, boy, we're going to have to bring you in. So all the ones that were looking, I was wondering, here she come with a little green uniform coming on. And I was right there in front of the door and didn't know it. And she jumps up on the step and reaching her bosom to get the key. And the police said, hey, miss. So she said, yes, sir. I said, what I done did? I said, you ain't did nothing. So come here, man. And when she got to the car, she happened to look in the back seat there and say, wow, Lord and mercy, say, you got my brother, he don't do anything. What he did? So I know my brother, he don't do anything, bother nobody. So he's a good person. So he ain't did nothing. So he was looking for you and your husband, Harry Howard. So that's your husband. I said, yeah. So he was looking for you. So he can say, boy, you can get out now. You was lucky. So your sister showed up. Showed up just in time to keep me from going to jail.
Man, just in time. That's quite a story. Well, listen, before we run out of time, I heard that you used to play sometimes at Tabby's Blues Box in Baton Rouge back in the day.
Exactly, right.
I wanted to ask you about that. What was that like? Do you have any stories from playing there?
Well, actually, it was a nice, good place. And when I met Tabby, we was at the French Quarter Fest.
Okay.
And Tab was telling me, he said, I got the booze box out there. I said, won't you come play for me? I said, okay, Tab, I'll be glad to. And sure enough, we got out there and played for Tabby. And it was really good. Turned out real good, and we had lots of fun there.
Nice.
Lots of fun. And one time we get there and we was playing and everything in the rain. And the worst thing about it, when the rain come down, it was raining on top of us on the bandstand.
Oh.
And I said, hey, man, it's raining. We're going to get shot. He said, keep on playing. Don't quit. Don't worry about the rain coming down. Keep playing. He was kicked. Tabby was something. Yes, indeed.
Neat. Yeah, I hear they're trying to revitalize Tabby's in Baton Rouge.
Yes, indeed.
It's a place where they're starting that up again, so that'll be neat to see.
I'm telling you, I really miss him.
Yeah.
And he was full of fun, you know. He was really kicked. He'd make you bust your side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Little Freddie, I know you got a show to get to. This was such an honor. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us today.
You're so welcome.
And we're so excited to see your show today. Gonna get hear some real good gut bucket blues.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
You so much.
I'm
so glad to do it, and I appreciate y'all. So much.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks again to Tammy Curtis Studios for making this interview possible. Tammy's art is available as a wide variety of products. Full-size paintings on canvas, posters, prints, postcards, magnets, Christmas ornaments, and more. In addition to her one-of-a-kind works of art, Tammy offers commissionable work such as family portraits, pet portraits, live event paintings, and more. Contact her today for more details.
Yes, searched all night long, darling. Lord, but my search was always in vain. Yes, searched all night long, darling. Lord, but my search was always in vain. Yeah, when I find out alone, darling, Lord, I just can't get along with you. Thank you very much. Thank you.